I'm crying and
79-year-old Elba Palma Zarita sharing what she describes as moments of fear, confusion, and frustration after she says she was abandoned at the Edmonton International Airport just over a year ago.
I'm scared. I say, how many times I'm stay here because everybody's gone and the light is turned off.
Zarita normally uses a walker. She's diabetic and suffers a chronic leg and back pain. In October 2023, Zarita had to fly from Edmonton to Montreal. Her granddaughter, Christina, booked her a round trip through Expedia with Flair Airlines.
There was no problem on the way there. Even on the way home in Montreal, they wheelchaired her onto the plane. Never any problems.
When Zarita arrived in Edmonton, her granddaughter says Flair Airlines gave her a wheelchair, saying a flight attendant told her she would come back to wheel her out. And that was, Zarita says, the start of her nightmare.
I wait for the people and nobody's coming. I sweat, because I need my medication.
They put her in a wheelchair and they stacked her luggage on top of her, essentially pinning her down. After 10 minutes, the lights went off. After about 20 minutes, she is diabetic, so her blood sugar started dropping drastically. She was starting to get confused.
At least an hour went by, Zarita says, before a security guard noticed her.
She looked really pale and the security guard was concerned. So he wheels her all the way to the exit. And the thing is, they spot the flight attendant who had told her she was going to come back heading home.
Zarita doesn't want this to happen to anyone else, but says after a lack of response from the airline, they've brought the issue to Transport Canada. Only then did they get an answer.
We went to mediation and Flair replied with my accusations with, "This is the first time we've heard of this."
City News reached out to Flair for comments but didn't hear back in time for broadcast. The family did receive an offer for a $200 travel credit through a Transport Canada mediator. A letter from the mediator informed Zarita the airline didn't receive any prior notification about the passenger's mobility requirements and that those booking a ticket for someone needing a wheelchair should notify the airline at least 48 hours ahead of time.
I'd like them to have something in place to make sure this never happens. We're going to arbitration because you know what? Initially, if they had just apologized, been straightforward and been all like, yeah, we'll compensate you for the ticket, that's fine, I would have been like, okay, you know what, that's good enough. But the way they have dragged it out, it has been a year and a bit. It's angering.
In Edmonton, Hiba Kamal-Choufi, City News.